Hi there, welcome back. So every behaviour serves a purpose. Consider the bully. So the bully has learnt that if he or she behaves a certain way, then they're going to get what they want. So they've learnt that over time. And so that's how they behave without consciously being aware of it. So if you remember, so we had child X. If you remember child X? So child X is to believe if somebody looks at you funny, hit them. So that's how they respond to people in general, as though, what are you looking at? You want to start something? I'll finish it. Yeah? So, but it depends on who they are with. So the bully knows that if it shouts loud enough, it's going to get its own way. The victim of the bully has learned that it's better to be quiet and not argue than to cause a problem. So one has learnt that the best behaviour is to be aggressive, and the other person has learnt to run away or to cower or to give in because it's safer. So these two people are going to respond. He is going to take and they are going to give. Sorry, it looks like a man and that looks like a female, but obviously it can be either. So this is the way people believe, the victim believes it's the best way to behave. If I'm not worth it, it's scary, the best way to behave is to be quiet. It's safer that way. So I'm going to bring this up here again so we can see. So we've got a bit more room. So child X talked. So he is going to respond to child Z, who was brought up to believe they were worthless, in a certain way. However, if child X meets child A, who was taught how to be wonderful and you can achieve anything you want, these two are going to behave differently towards each other. Because you have to change your opinion. You have to change because child X, is not going to get the same response from child A as child Z. Yeah, that's right. So if you allow if Z allows X to be a bully, then X is going to be a bully to Z. Child A isn't going to allow that. So he's going to get a different behaviour. So the response you get is down to the behaviour that you give. So if you allow a person to treat you a certain way, then that person is going to continue to treat you that way. They are working for their best purpose. So I work for my best purpose and you work for your best purpose. Or you think you behave for your best purpose. So you behave in a certain way because you think it's the best way or the only way because that is what you have learned in your past. But that doesn't mean to say it is the best way, it's just the way you have learned. So I don't know why I put it by that, but it doesn't mean you need to. So you can see that you behave the best possible way that you know how. So going back to the session 1, we talked about beliefs. This is me as a young child, and I believed that I was fat and ugly and unlikable and weird, which I was a little bit weird, but I'm a little bit of a weird person. So here I am. I still think I am fat or ugly and nobody likes me. And here. So at all these ages, I still behave the same way. Please be my friend. Please like me. I don't know how to say no because I've learned that I can't say no. So again, if we talked about what happened to me in my past, where I was forced to have sex and therefore I didn't know how to say no to sex. So I felt it was the safest thing to do was to say yes to sex because I'd learnt in my past it was the safest thing to do. Crazy, I know, but at the time that was my best choice. So But we all do odd things because of past behaviour patterns, right? That's why you're listening to my conversation. That's why you're on my workshop. Because you have learned in the past to behave a way that is the right way for you. However, here you are now, it's no longer the right way. So you have to decide what you're going to do. Okay, so we've talked about what behaviour you want to change. So what is that behaviour actually, what is the behaviour doing for you? What do you think it does? What's the purpose of you doing it? That's one question. And the second question is what is it actually doing for you? When you behave that way, you think it's going to do one thing. What do you think it's going to do? And the next question is, what does it actually do? So go away, have a little think about it. Come back to me for the final one. So what does your behaviour do for you? What do you think it does? Why do you behave that way? What do you think you're going to get out of it? What is it actually doing? There's two different things. So have a think about it. Write them down. Get back to me. All right. See you in a minute.